Assalaamualaikum, how are you all? Hope you all are doing good. Today I'm going to be sharing with you a baking experience. I've always had a love for baking. The first thing I baked were cupcakes around 6 to 7 years ago, but I hardly do frostings and icings on cakes. That's mainly because it requires a lot of butter and sugar. I like more of cream cakes. Today I'm going to be sharing with you how I made a tiramisu cake. Let's get started. I have used 5 eggs, separating the yolks and whites. I got this recipe from another YouTube channel called Home Cooking Adventure. Into the egg yolks, I'm going to add half cup of sugar. Totally, the cake requires 1 cup of sugar, so I will add the rest half later. Then beating it till it's creamy. Then in goes half cup of oil. As my bowl was small, I was making a mess, so I changed my bowl. Then I added half cup of sparkling water. Once that was beaten well, I kept it aside. Into a bigger bowl, I'm pouring in the egg whites. I'm also adding a pinch of salt. And now I'm beating it. Ideally, I should have added half cup of sugar over here, but I forgot to add it and added it later. I added 2 tablespoons of imitation vanilla extract, mainly because most of the vanilla extract that we get over here has 30% alcohol in them, and I do not prefer that. Now I'm gently adding a little bit of the beaten egg white mixture into the egg yolks and mixing it. Then carefully folding in the egg yolks into the egg white mixture. I'm taking a lot of care not to lose any air that I managed to collect. Then goes remaining half cups of sugar and 2 cups of self-raising flour. As I'm using self-raising flour, I do not have to add any baking soda or baking powder. If you are using plain flour, you will have to add 2 1/4 teaspoons of baking powder for 2 cups of plain flour. Then folding in everything gently. Once the batter is ready, pour it into a round cake tin. Please don't judge by looking at my cake. I kept it for a little longer as I felt it was not cooked well, but it still tasted well. So here I'm trying to remove all the imperfections by cutting away the hard portions. I'm cutting the cake into 3 layers. Now I'm going to make the coffee mixture that is required to brush over the cake. For that I've used 3 teaspoons of coffee powder, and 4 heap teaspoons of sugar. Into this I'm adding 1 cup of boiling water. Next, I'm going to prepare the frosting. I have used 500 grams of mascarpone cheese and 250 grams of cream cheese. Ideally, only mascarpone cheese is used. As I didn't have enough of mascarpone, I also used cream cheese. Beating it till it's a little bit light and fluffy. Then I'm going to beat 2 cups of heavy thickened cream. Also added 4 tablespoons of powdered sugar. Beating it till I got stiff peaks. Gently folding in the whipped cream into the beaten cheese mixture. Onto a cake base, I am applying a little bit of frosting to stick the cake. Now I am brushing the coffee mixture onto the cake. This might look like a lot of coffee, but it's not, as the cake absorbs it. Then applying some frosting. Now I'm going to frost the entire cake. At this stage, I'm going to keep this cake into the fridge for at least 15 minutes. Meanwhile, I'm going to melt some white chocolate by keeping it in a bowl of hot water. This is for making some garnishes for the cake. Now I'm spreading this onto a baking sheet as thinly as possible. Before it hardens, I'm going to make some thin stripes on them. And at this point, I'm going to freeze this. After more than 15 minutes, I'm going to frost the cake again. Now I'm trying to remove the excess and make it neat and clean. Now for garnishing, I'm sticking some sprinkles at the base of the cake. Then I'm sifting some cocoa powder over the cake. Then I'm removing the white chocolate from the baking sheet and placing it over the cake. Finally, piping the remaining cream over the cake through a piping bag. A tiramisu cake is ready. Beauty is found in imperfections. On that note, I would like to wind up. Thank you so much for watching my videos.